So I'm gonna show you how I replaced the filters in my F-150. I have a 2018, it has the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, but that doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's 2018. Most of the recent F-150s are pretty much the same. There's one panel you might have to change it a little bit, but you can follow instructions and it should be pretty close. So I'm going to be changing the cabin filter, so inside for the people air. That one takes just a couple 7 millimeter screws. Again, I said a little bit of a pry bar maybe to get it off, but that one's pretty easy. My engine compartment filter doesn't need to be replaced, but I'll show you how to do that. Open up it. It really takes like less than a minute to get into it. So most times, you can pick which one you want, but most times you do them both at the same time. Again, it's really easy. It's depending on which filter you get, it's like $20 maybe for the filter for each one. But if you try to do it at a dealer or shop, sometimes they'll charge you 100, even $200 to do it. So you can save a lot of money doing it yourself, and it's really easy. The filter for the engine, you're gonna have to get into the hood. So that clip pops it. Where I got mine open, but you can see it's this large compartment right here, that this housing, and it's really easy, like one of the easiest I've seen. Clip here, clip there, and then this housing is gonna kind of go up a little bit, but really just slide back. You'll see there's these little ears or tabs that go underneath that. That's all that's coming out, and that's it. Just got these four here. You're gonna pick it up, and the filter comes out. And mine's not that dirty. It was just replaced, so I'm not gonna replace that. But it just sits down there, sits flush. When you want to put it back, lay it flat. Just make sure those tabs are sliding underneath there. It sits flush there. It's gonna be flush across the front here, and then same thing in reverse order. Clip, clip, and that's it. The cabin air filter is here behind the glove box. You'll see it probably being held back. There's a little damper here. It's hard to see, but it actually goes through there. That's what you want to do, is just kind of pull this forward. Might need to loosen up the tension here. That comes out like that. If you see see how it's notched there? That's how it goes there. And then I've seen some where you don't have to do it. Mine has to clear. As I pull it out, I can kind of show you that there's a little knob right there. You can see it a little bit easier on this side, right there. That one clears. This plastic is pretty bendable, so you'll see it right. If you can see it right there, that needs to clear. That once it does, then it comes down. I've seen some. There's a panel right here where you might have to. It's hard. You might have to take it out with some like the plastic clips. Mine is just rubber, so it just pulls out like that. There's just these little plastic clips in the back there. And then the next is to get ready to pull these screws out. Just use ratchet here, 7 millimeter. It's out. Because you can take out the screw. Two of these. You should keep those. And then this just kind of wiggles out. Might be clipped in a little bit, but it usually just comes out. Be careful of the latch right here. There's electrical on the other side, so don't yank it too hard. Right there. You just want to be careful with this. And then you'll see this right here. This is the air filter. So I've seen them with the clips are a little bit different, but usually generally the same. And this one has a hinge kind of at the bottom. So you just have to, I'll show you what you just kind of reach behind it and unclip like that. And then the same thing on this side, just unclip like that. And then it just comes down, and that's the air filter. Here, you see pay attention to the airflow. It goes from the top to the bottom. So when you put your filter in, you see this one doesn't look like it was done very well. It's pretty dirty. This is why I'm doing it right now. Should have done it before. Um, here's the piece, so you can see it here. I see those little clips. That's what's clipping back over here on the back sides of that. and then these little prongs that's at the bottom were the ones that went into these hinge like that and kind of hinged up in there. So I'm gonna pull this mess out here. You can see the lines are going back. Yeah, this is a big mess. Depending on the model you get, whatever. All I had was the N95, so I had to overpay. But it's usually this. I've seen this number a little bit differently. This was 12150. So if yours has that, that should be the correct model. Here's the new filter. This one, the writing on it is pretty terrible, but it's showing. You can barely see it, but this saying airflow. I'm gonna put it in. You can see the way it's lined up here with the old one. Not sure if this was a wrong one. Why it's so smashed like that. This is gonna go just the same way, pretty easy. Actually, put it in from the top here. It's gonna go in the housing that way. Slide straight back in. And I'm just going to do it in reverse order and close this back up. So again, these little tabs are going to go in part to the bottom there. They're going to sit in like that, and then it's going to rotate up, and these clips are just going to clip on each side and make sure it's secure in there. That's not going to come off, and then that seals it. And that's really it. And so then, again, this piece is going to go back on. Careful with the wiring. Slide in there. Flush, and then I'm gonna put the screws back in with a 7mm. It's going pretty easy, so might not even get the ratcheting for a little bit. And then piece goes back in the right way. This one has like a little tab on the edge here, but just goes in there. Your clip into place, and you might have some plastic, the harder plastic that needs to go in. That's really it. This, and then you can see this is, I'm gonna, same thing, reverse order. Make sure it's the little, not the damper, but the little tab. Make sure it's clearing right there. Other side, clear so they can close in. Now it's held in place, but it would be dropping without the damper. So see, it's gonna slot in there pretty easy. Push it in, slide it down so it clips into place. Now the damper's working, and that's it for the air filter.